Yo, what is going on today, guys? It is Sam, better known as Samito, coming at you guys on the Raid channel today, and we're going to be talking about the new Mythical Fjorad Wolfheart. Okay, he's been out for like 3 months or so, and there's a lot of mixed reviews on this guy. Like, take a look at the reviews. Actually, the reviews are terrible. Wow. And again, a lot of this is people just review bombing. I'm going to be going into detail with somebody who pulled this Mythical in the mid game to kind of talk about him, what makes him good. It's hilarious that these are the reviews on him, though. I don't think those reviews are definitely not accurate. So if you pulled a Fjorad and you're like, yo, what does this dude do? I'm going to go into detail today about what that is. So let me just be blunt, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. The ratings about his secondary form are pretty accurate. His secondary form, just to be honest with you, is very underwhelming, and I think they should go in and buff this. You know, let's break down the kit to start real quick before we get to that secondary form. Now, his first form, I think, is very, very good in the right situations. Is he a Sig friend or is he one of the top mythicals in the game? Definitely not. But he is still very, very good and can change a lot of breakpoints for your PvE content team. So, on the A1, attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a freeze. If they're not under a freeze, we'll repeat the attack once. Obviously, that's going to be very, very good for Fire Knight Hard, which I'm almost done building my team to try to tackle Fire Knight Hard this week. Okay. Here's his easily the best ability on his kit. On his A2, places a block debuffs and a 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. Decreases the cooldown of all ally skills except this champion's by 1 turn on a 3-turn cooldown. This is easily his best ability. I've been running him. He immediately doubled my clan boss team's damage. And granted, I'm in progression. I'm not in the end game for all you end game players out there who might not need this kind of thing. But knocking down Ninja's Hailburn by 1 turn is enormous. Knocking down Michinaki's buff strip and decreased defense and attack is enormous, right? Knocking down Stalk the Broken, who is my clan boss lead. His place poison and his insta ignition with turn meter boost is a very big deal. On my Chimera team, reducing Kaja the Rise, cleanse, and turn meter boost is a big deal. So if you have champions, like I just today pulled a Wallmaster, which is freaking sick. Where is Wallmaster at? Right here. Characters like this who have their big nuke on a, what is this, which cooldown is it? I honestly don't even know. I think it's this one right here. Yeah, it's the enemy max HP is A2. Having that A2 be on a 2-turn cooldown, essentially, instead of a 3-turn cooldown, and basically having built-in reflex, not necessarily, like, I guess it kind of is like built-in reflexes. Reflex is a 40% chance to reduce that cooldown, right? But, you know, this is a guaranteed on a 3-turn cooldown. I've got him in Relentless to potentially get an extra turn, and as we'll show you with his A3, this ability places a freeze on all enemies for 1 turn and a 30% decreased speed on all enemies for 2 turns. If the enemies from the Gallon pack places a freeze for 2 turns instead, and then grants an extra turn. So, if you open with this, A2, and then follow up with the A3, this is really right there on that cooldown. Like, it's much lower. So, you're going to get around to your big nukers cooldowns, which are the big damage abilities on things like Hydra, things like Clan Boss, things like Chimera, right? On those clan bosses, you will get to your best cooldowns on your best champions way more consistently. And my output skyrocketed because of it. So when it comes to that PvE content, control for waves, this dude is a beast. He's a beast when it comes to that stuff. Really good. And now his passive as well. Whenever the champion receives a buff from an enemy, has a 30% chance of placing a freeze for 1 turn. It occurs once per turn. The chance increases to 100% the targets from the Gallon Pact. So, you know, kind of underwhelming on that, but can be good against things like Sun Wukong in the arena. Again, against Sun Wukong in the arena, it's very good. Now, to his secondary form, I mean, honestly, I find it counterproductive to swap to this. I only swap to this in the arena if I'm confident that I can close out a fight. But, you know, on the A1, if this attack kills an enemy, resets the cooldown on one of this champion's skills. And again, I don't have him built for arena. I don't have him built for this form. Just to be clear, it is not worth building this champion right now, in my opinion. And hell, what the hell do I know? I'm not a late game player. But you know, it's not worth building this champion for the arena, and this is really the only place where this form is actually good. You really only want to use the base form. So full disclosure, they should go in and buff this form. They should. They absolutely should. It sucks because he's such a cool character, but they need to go in and buff this form, whether it be the multipliers or something. Then the A2 attacks all enemies, places an extra hit on enemies under freeze, stun, fear, true fear, provoke, or petrification. Each hit decreases the target's max HP by 25% of the damage inflicted, stacks up to 50%, and also decreases the target's turn speed by 25%. This effect cannot be resisted if the enemy is under freeze, stun, fear, true fear, or petrification. Then the A3 attacks one enemy 50%, ignore defense. If they're frozen, ignores 100%, and if they're killed while under a freeze, places a block revive. And the passive is counter attacks with his A1 whenever an enemy increases the duration of any of this champion's skills. Why can't that be the A2? I don't know. And then an 80% aura in all battles. So yeah, just to be honest with you guys, like this form is his bread and butter. Like this is going to be where he gets most of his value. And he looks so cool, man. So like just realistically, it sucks. These are the 3 mythicals I pulled. I pulled the chicken who's, you know, quote, the worst mythical. You know, he's still good, but whatever. Fjorad, I was really excited at first. I thought he was going to be broken. He changed my account, but he's definitely not S-tier mythical. Definitely not. Like, this form is solid, but it's a support role. Like, he's as good as what you put around him. Now, if you have some of the endgame champions around him, like I could show you here in a second, then he's going to be pretty good. I'm going to take him into Spider Hard and show you guys my Spider Hard team real quick that I've been running with him, that he enables this team so much. And then I'm going to show you guys a couple different places, maybe an arena battle as well where I use them. But yeah, let's go in depth. Let's dive into a few. But I guess we'll show the build first. So I just have him in Relentless right now, mostly to just try to get back to the freeze and get back to this. Like these cooldowns are his bread and butter, as well as the A1's all right, but you know, whatever. And to be honest, the Relentless gear is simply the fastest gear I have right now. So he's not built as a nuker. This is just how I can get his speed as high as possible for my clan boss team and my Chimera team. Because this is where I'm using him. This is where he changed my account. So again, triple speed roll here. Mythical speed, helmet, speed roll, glyph, right? Accuracy roll here, and as well as some speed on that. He's not crit capped, and like I will say, like he actually does do some decent crit damage when he's actually hitting, but I just can't worry about that with where my gear is at on this account. Defense percent with a triple speed roll. Again, speed roll, HP percentage on this. And then speed boots with HP percent. Just survivability, right? I want him to stay alive because he's dying first a lot. Then attack on the ring, though. I'm considering putting this defense ring back on him so he survives longer on Clan Boss. And I think I get, what, just 20 accuracy from this? Yeah, I'd lose some accuracy. And I would gain defense, but I'd lose HP and attack as well as some accuracy. So I might swap that back. I'm not sure 340 defense to get him up to, like, again, I'm only, oof. I'm not an endgame player yet on this account, guys. I'm not. I'm not fortunate enough to be able to go farm all the late game stuff. And then, you know, just accuracy on the banner. Again, it's pinpoint, so I get 10% more speed as well as 20 additional accuracy. So really, it's like a 6-star banner with a speed glyph on it, which I actually can glyph out right now. And I'm silver broke because of the fusion stuff. So yeah. Okay, so that's all I have on him right now. I do have a max booked. Let's give him a whirl. We'll start with Spider Hard. We're going to take him to Spider Hard 10 here, okay? I've actually got a great team. I got Stock the Broken. I've got Fjorad, Artok, Aphidus, and Tunisia, okay? No Rezer on this team. So this team would not work if Fjorad did not increase everybody's speed to start, and he could slow the spiders and freeze them. This is an example of what his use case can be. Take a look at this team, right? We're going to go 1x. He's going to open up as the fastest. He's going to start with the increased speed to make sure we get here because I don't quite have my team speed tuned yet. Tunisia's going to go in with the AoE stun. Aphidus is going to ignite. Big damage. Stock follows up with the ignite. Artok's going to use his ignite ability as well. He actually, sometimes those spiders don't die. Spider's barely going to heal. Then they're going to spawn in more. I'm going to decrease their speed immediately. They're never going to get a turn. I'm going to get the extra turn. He actually rezzed that. Wow, I haven't seen that in a while. And again, I'm not going to freeze the spider. I do have a Helm Smasher on him to get that extra damage. I think it's Helm Smasher, that mastery. As you can see, sometimes he gets that extra hit. Tunisia's going to come back in, and basically I'm going to wait for their cooldowns to reset. On a lower tier, or if I get his speed higher, I won't need to start with this A2, right? And that way I can use that here and get the ignition skills back. But now the ignition skills all get reduced by 1 cooldown. Tunisia dies, doesn't even matter, because Aphidus has his burn right back. right? And that's a big breakpoint changer right there, where Aphidus would not have gotten back to his A3, which ignites them all in time, if Fjorad did not reduce that cooldown. So you can see how he's a huge breakpoint changer for a lot of the best champions in the game. He is an enabler, and I think that's why his ratings are so bad. It's like when you pull a Mythical, it's like, yo, this guy should solo carry. But that's not really what Fjorad is. He's definitely not like like he can speed your team up, and he's just, he's a support. You could say, yeah, I wish he had a little bit more. He's clearly not a top Mythical in the game, but again, he's made this team possible for me. And this is Spider Hard 10. So we're going to go in, and again, maybe we can try him on Chimera. Let me see if I have my Chimera key, and I'll show you guys. All right, we'll try it out. I do have to use this key. I wanted to try on Brutal. My clan's not quite there yet. Again, I got C-Killa kind of carrying here. But, I used him on Hard, and I was able to drop 49 million damage. And again, he's not a huge damage dealer, but he's enabling Kaja. He's enabling Ninja. And you can't see it on the stats here. You won't see it on the stats, but the fact that she gets to her cleanse and turn meter boost 1 turn faster helps a lot. The fact that Ninja gets his Hail Burn, the fact that Stock gets his turn meter boost back too, and Michinaki's getting his buff strip back, and his Hex back, and his decreased defense, decreased attack back. It changes so many breakpoints that the stats don't show. So I am going to use this key on normal right now. We'll start it on auto here. But again, he's got decreased speed for the Chimera, so he's going to open up with this A2 or A3 rather, immediately decrease speed and increase everybody's turn cooldown. I get an extra turn as well, which means I'm going to get back to it faster. I'm never going to the alt form here. There's no reason to do that, right? But now Kaja's got her turn meter boost, which I guess I'll save for next turn so we get back. But Ninja opens up with that A2 on the Hail Burn ability. Stock's going to get the triple poison place because of the burn as well as the weaken. And then we'll let Michinaki... we'll start out with the Hex here so that I can place decreased attack as well. Though I really did not need to do that because it's not like I'm at risk from this boss. But, this is a team that's very, very good. He's going to remove the buffs. I don't know why I did that. That was stupid. But I'm going to turn meter boost back. Hail Burn, I literally am not paying attention at all. That's just totally my fault. Ignite those. And take a look at this. We're going to work our way back into... There's the decreased attack. And look, he's already back. Boom. Going to pop that. I get another extra turn. And I'll tell you what. I get another extra turn. Look at that. Oh, that's from the decreased speed. And then I'm right back to the A2 already. And because I'm back to that A2, look at all these cooldowns that I'm going to have back already. Especially with Ninja getting some CD reduction as well. The Hail Burn is back. His A3 is back, which reduces the cooldown of Hail Burn by 1. And you guys can just see, and just imagine for a minute, how by getting back all of these abilities faster, that are all, and I'm actually going to use this here because, again, it's weird with Ninja because Ninja already has cooldowns that reduces other cooldowns. So it's not going to get maximum value on Ninja. It will save you some turns, but imagine that on a Wall Master, right? Imagine that on a champion that doesn't have cooldown reduction, that needs a reflex. Geomancer, right? I actually could do that with a Geo here or something like that. A Wall Master. Go down the list of champions that have their best abilities on 3 turn cooldowns at best. Well, now that's a 2 turn cooldown with increased speed, with block debuffs, right? With decreased speed on your opponents, right? Because of that, and I'm just going to let this run at this point, and we'll let this run for now. We talk about because of that, he's able to get an really increase your team's optimization by 30%. You're 30, 40, 50% more efficient. Just to be honest, my clan boss, I was struggling on Ultra Nightmare clan boss. I was probably hitting around 20 million damage a key, maybe. No, I was peaking somewhere between 22 to 27 million damage a key. And by just swapping in Fjorad, I immediately went up to about 35 to 45, 50 million damage a key. So he really, really does make your team so much more optimal. And that's just on regular clan boss. That's not a clan boss like Chimera where you can apply the decreased speed. That's not even where he's going to get his max value. I think he's much better into Chimera and Hydra than he actually is into clan boss. And he was able to do that for my clan boss team. So this champion is by no means a terrible champion. He absolutely can change your account. Is he the best mythical in the game? No. But he is very, very good. And if you already have, he hard enables his pairing. Again, Ninja's an S tier boss nuker. He enables Ninja a ton. And Ninja already has built-in cooldown reduction. Imagine an S-tier nuker like Wallmaster who doesn't. And that's where this champion's going to get the most value. Now, do I think they should buff him? I'd like to see that. I mean, it kind of sucks that Mythicals are... I'm not saying Mythicals should be able to be used everywhere, right? But I think this dude could use a little bit more. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do end up buffing him. But, man, if you get him in the right spot right now, especially in his base form, which really is his bread and butter, the secondary form is disappointing. But, man, in this base form, this dude is a behemoth. So, I'm going to come back to you guys at the end of this run, and I'll let you know how it goes. But I'm just going to let this run on auto, and I'll tell you how it goes. All right, guys, we're wrapping up here now. I've let this run on auto, and I've been watching it. So just to be honest with you here, like, there's a couple times where, like, if I was manualing it, like, I wouldn't have gotten stunned. So this easily could be at 65, 70 million damage here. What should I go for? Let's go for some poison placements. Fuck it. I probably could have turn meter boosted, but whatever. Strip the speed. But no, honestly, like, he's really enabled my team and helped bail me out of situations that otherwise I would have been stuck in. Again, good turn meter booster, or not booster, I guess speed increaser for your team, which lets my 2 turn meter boosters get back to their turns more consistently. Again, that should be on a 2-turn cooldown, but now it's on a 1-turn cooldown. So I'm going to be able to get back to that faster. And we're going to be able to drop, like, 60, 2-ish mil damage on Clan Boss here, which is really, honestly, not that freaking bad. Is he about to take all my buffs? Yeah, okay. We're not gonna place more. See, like, if I had been minding this ability and, like, actually doing stuff like that, but I wanted to see what would happen on full auto, to just let the guy roll, because it kind of shows what the champ's true power is. Some of the champions that are the best in the game, you just kind of let them roll, baby, like they're the good times, and it's the 70s, and you're listening to classic rock down the street. But we'll see. Again, he's about to get another turn. I guess maybe I could have actually put the increased speed on just to get back to these turns. Probably would have gotten back to it faster. Because again, like, you get those extra turns, it comes back so fast that, who knows? So, yeah, I mean, look, it's really not bad. Again, I don't have crazy gear. I don't have a crazy team. Like, I've got decent gear, but it's really nothing nuts. Like, it's, just speed-tuned, relentless gear that's got not even crit cap, nowhere near where it needs to be. And I'm going to drop, again, like I said, about that 63 million damage mark. And it could have been more than that if I, had actually used that increased speed properly. But let's go ahead and pop it again. Get some boosts off. And, yeah, we're going to finish right around that, let's see. Probably 63 million is my guess. It's not a bad number. Let's see if I get another extra turn and reduce these CDs. I do not. All right, well, Ninja's going to get one more. Hailburn should get us up to, like, I don't know. Actually, no, we're not even going to get the Hailburn off here. Okay. Well, there's Michinaki. And there we go. About 63.5 million, right? So he's contributing a lot more damage than I thought. He's actually matching Michinaki, which is crazy. And he's actually about doing as much as stock, too. So he's really not a bad damage dealer. And again, keep in mind, I don't have him crit capped. I don't have him built for any of those things. So I guess, we'll keep the result. This is about to end. So I didn't do any of the trials either. Didn't even bother. But that's just a let it rip, right? And just for context, here are some of the late game players in our clan running the Elvas, Michinakis, with a Newt, right? And again, I'm doing half that damage without insane turn meter manipulators like, I forget what this guy's name is, whatever, or without the Elva, without the Mithrala, without the Mikages, right? Imagine if you put him with a Mikage, or like he gets better and better as your champions get better and better. He's not going to be the guy you pull that immediately takes you straight to the end game the second you get him. But he's going to make sure that you get a hell of a lot more out of existing champions, which is where I think he's going to excel. So I would like to see him get buffed. I give him, like, in terms of mythicals, probably a B. I think that's solid. B, middle of the pack. Maybe B+, A-, depending on where you use him. But yeah, he's definitely no slouch. So I think these ratings in game, I might have to give him a better review myself. So have you pulled Fjorad? Like, what do you guys think about him? Let me know down in the comments.